Blessings. Hey, welcome back to Life's Place. Thank y'all for the likes, the loves, the shares. I thank y'all for the views too, the comments and everything. This one is all about enjoying your energy because of the fact that shit, yo, you will find that a lot of people don't want you to. They want you to really be lackluster like them, and they take on your energy as if you know you are the lazy one and procrastinating and powerless individual that have no life, whereas they're the ones that has to manipulate everybody and yada yada yada. you know this shit is so weird how some people do outside. Outside is a variety store of plenty of emotional roller coasters as to who they are, what they want, and the mask that they hide behind, right? And it's sad how history repeats itself to the point that some people really take it upon themselves to feel good, well, excited really, as to how they actually make their money, instead of daring themselves to build another Wall Street where it's actually investment for everybody to grow. They feel as though it's just secluded to them to steal from, single mothers, single fathers, the children of the single mothers and fathers, the grandmothers, the grandfathers, the senior citizens, right? The disabled, the shit, the veterans, anything that makes them feel so much better, that the mask that they hide behind and the image that they stand up for really shows who they are on the inside, because it's like they're taking the check from a check. They want a check for a check, but don't want to admit to themselves their own mental illness for doing what they do to those that more than likely get a check for their mental illness or their disabilities, or just, from the government, or from them just actually working an honest job, an honest living, or, honestly under the table, or just individuals, the independent contractors. It's the ones that really speak the big money, really show off the rented money, show off the loan money and the credited money, where they have to manipulate people, into believing that they need their empathy, they need their sympathy to run and get this money real quick, because that person really doesn't deserve it, because they're not from here. They ain't really doing shit. They, something's wrong with them. So why don't we do this paper shit? It's like people sit at tables that, are not theirs because they need to eat. And the only way they can eat is putting on costumes of everybody that they meet. You know, if you met a lawyer today, they're going to be that lawyer tomorrow to somebody else, where they can sit at that table where they wasn't invited, but they just talked themselves into a seat, just because they needed to eat. It's like impersonators and opportunists always will always find a way to eat, and they're always going to find a way to get a drink, in a costume that seems like it always fits, but the energy is always the same. They're always there to get off of somebody else's back when it comes to coattails that they're riding, they always, it's easy, it's quick, it's simple. You got to listen to the tone in which they use to not only defy another or downplay another, but to take from them in a way that their energy is being used for the benefit of making them feel bigger, feel more hyped, because they're downplaying another. It's like the one that you helped because they were in need. They turned around and say that you didn't help them, that you were the one in need, and they helped you, you know, because it's so quick because of the fact that, more than likely, these people don't even know you. They just know you by way of what is said about you. So, that stigma, that label, that shipping box that they try to put you in, it's what they can swallow. You know, that's the version of them, of you that they can eat. But That's you whole that they can't swallow. So they got to tear you bits, tear you into pieces in order for them to be able to digest it. But that's the thing. Some people want to wear your energy. They want to cloak themselves in you, where they lose themselves because it's a mask that they got to hide behind to pretend that they're you. It's an image that they have to uphold, but they can't live up to that image like you. You know, they have to have people look to say, you know what? This is the image that they have to believe in. Yet, the mask that they hide behind is the person that you don't even know, let alone is the person that is hiding behind the mask, the unknown one, because they don't even know themselves, because they're held up by the image. You know, sometimes it's just not about the energy. It is about the energy. It's just you. If they can, shit, they've been hiding you. Why not? Why the narrative? If not the narrative to say that you are so unmanageable and uncontrollable and nobody can work with you. Their end game was to put you in the hospice so that they can feed you off of what they took from you. Wow. Uh, it's like this whole Sims game overall, when it comes to this human life game, the experience of it. You'll have those that have no creativity whatsoever, no motion. But they're the ones that actually have the motion to make it seem like they're creative. But how? If they're the face, the image of the creativity, they would have to take it from this history repeating itself again. You are not supposed to be the face of struggle for an image that doesn't look like you. If this is discrimination in a racist kind of form, where you're not supposed to even know the colorless lines that they're, you know, going back and forth on, because you're not supposed to really target people for what they are just so that you can cloak another in who they are. You're not supposed to take someone else's story and have someone else repeat it as if it is a script where they're cloaking you in a narrative. This is the same repetitive stories. Broke motherfuckers that has no creativity that run off on an idea of, ooh, we can help these people by way of doing this. So let's open up a GoFundMe so we can help the people, but really helping themselves by way of taking the people's creativity. It's history repeating itself. It just so happened that you are not the face that they were looking for to help, because you are not deaf, dumb, or blind. You can speak for self. Therefore, your truth has to be muted and you have to be isolated, and abandoned and labeled as if you are the villain that they can't control, because the actual villain can't even speak the truth, let alone live in their truth, because they don't know who they are behind the mask that they hide because of the image that they're upholding. It's just because it's you. You are not the face of the struggle that they are looking for. You are not the image of the struggle that they are trying to paint you to be, nor are you just as stupid or insane, psychotic maybe, or paranoid or schizo, but expressing the emotional distress from the stress that they've been trying to cause you because of the cloud that they've been trying to put over you to make it seem like it's you. But again, these are the very same people that will take from those, I could say, that are certified, that's already been marked by the government by way of who they are. So they're like literally making themselves out to be the bottom of the barrel by doing the most technological, smart shit logically in a way where They can actually start their own shit, but it's just too much for them to do it because all of that shit's been done in the dark, you know? Nobody's supposed to know what they was able to do. They not supposed to Nobody's supposed to know that magic, you know, of how they manipulate hundreds of motherfuckers to believe that, you know what, they was true. That image that they was holding up is real. Yo, you wasn't supposed to speak your truth, nor was you even supposed to be alive to speak it, let alone continue to be you and move as if all the weapons never prospered because you know the Most High got you. Shit is nuts. But it's just a few. It's unbelievable how nuts it is. That's it's you know they wear the hats to go to church on Sundays type of shit. Sundays, you know, some days it's Tuesdays, Thursdays, maybe Saturdays, even at night they do it too. It's crazy. But these are more than likely that will rally behind you because of what? This free spiritedness, the spirituality. What is it? Or is it just the truth? And they have to hide it under all these umbrellas to disguise the guise that they're trying to put over you. Is that it? So it's individuality, individual thought to be an individual contract. You can choose. That's the issue. Because you choose. Because not all money is good money. Some people really do just rely on the new money, whereas they don't understand the old money that they are. That they keep flipping themselves, nickel and diming themselves, feeling like they are the star. Damn it, that's the image they're trying to hold. The image they're holding up is the nickel and dime. And the mask that they got to keep up is the tap dancing because of the lie that they holding up for themselves, which is them. Damn. So how long does the dance stay up and how long can they dance to their own tune before they themselves get tired of holding up an image? And how long can anybody else dance with the strings that's attached to them before they actually dance to the tune of themselves? Because the dance for the image no longer tunes to them. Because we all align to what we need to align to. And we all have that click in ourselves where, you know what? I'm through this. I'm done. This is not for me type of shit. You outgrew what's in front of you. And then the wheel of fortune changes again. You know, it clicks again. So now you're standing in front of people with a different view. And it keeps going on and on and on until it clicks to you. What's clarity for you? What's your truth? You know? What's behind that mask that is true to you when it comes to facing yourself. I just did a video on the faces, right? What is the face of struggle unless we put the face to it? What is the face of empathy if we put a face to it? But a good amount of people don't even know their face, let alone recognize their face because they're hiding behind a mask of their own face because they can't face themselves. But you're the one that's content with yourself. But the energy that they want you to be in is that you're not, because they're not content with you, because they're not content with themselves. Bless you. It's a wonder. What is the image that they're holding up that they try to scar up the image of you, but want to take from you at the same time and wear your energy as if they are you? Weird shit. Look at history. It repeats itself again. But they made it where you're supposed to work that much, stress that much, that you do have to invest in your own healing by way of those 7 to 14, 21-day packages of peace somewhere with somebody teaching you all about peace, because you're not allowed to have it because of the chaos that they cause and distract you, to distract you. The people, you know, meant to disturb you. The places, you know, meant to keep you corralled, and the things to keep you busy, whereas they can take from you and rob you because you're under the guise of this narrative. Shit is crazy. But again, it's you. You're not supposed to be the face of, because you don't look like the face of the struggle that they put you in, or they tried to put you in. You don't look like the misery that they, you know, wanted to keep company with. You don't look like the sadness of the losses that they kept taking from you. I guess it's because you're not sitting in the what distress that they've been causing you, or is it the emotional torment? Are you supposed to be distraught? But what is the face of that? What is the face of that? Because we can all see the mad face, the angry face. We all know what the face looks like when it's angry. You know, but what is the manipulative face? What is the emotional tormentor's face? What is the emotional abuser's face? What does it look like? But we know the energy. The energy never lies. Yet, some people put on costumes in order to implement that they're not lying. Gotta wonder the tunes of the words that people do speak in order for you to dance to the tune that they're speaking to you. Whereas, does it make your heart dance to that tune too? Is it making your mind rewind what was told to you? Whereas your body is trying to move to it, or is it dancing to it with strings attached to type of shit? Gotta wonder the mindset of the variety store of what is outside. Because not all are just as mature as the age, let alone the face. Because sometimes the face is just as old as the struggle, but the numbers don't add up. But some have been through the life where the age is just that much younger, but the face is just that older, but the mind stays just as young, where the body is still doing the young shit, whereas their heart is the inner kid. So it's basically little kids really trying to make you sad because you grew up to build things, grew up to actually enjoy the things that you build. Whereas they're still throwing sand and waiting for the lunch to be served at the lunch tables because they don't want to grow up. They're afraid of the changes that they have to make for themselves because of the fact that they don't know themselves to want to grow up. So why grow up if everyone else around them refuses to face themselves? Because what's done behind the mask is the image that they have to hold up. So why even know themselves? Therefore, passing on the curses to those after them to build life the same way, to keep hiding behind a mask, to never know themselves, and to keep accepting and submitting to what is disagreeable to them and their alignment to them, whereas the generational curses continue. Sad shit. Let's take from those that can't make it for themselves, but make it for themselves in an honest way. And let's hide behind a mask with the image that says, trust them in every way. Crazy ass shit about this world and its mirrors. It's energy overall. You have to trust your own gut as to the energy in front of you because this history really started with them coming on stage, meant to fool the audience as to who is who and what face is a face. Because they all came in with wigs and makeup with the double faces, wearing ballerina tights and skirts with suits topped. Damn, yo, this shit. They just discombobulated the whole fucking entirety of the mind to view life in just that way. It's a labyrinth maze of mirrors. It's always going to reflect in multitudes of ways, yet not everybody want to see themselves in every way. They just want to see themselves in one way. Wow. It's crazy how when you look at the there it is. I was about to write, excuse the pause while the Wi-Fi reconnects. But that could be a tie to it too, because all of a sudden now it's just this is the second live that it's just going off and on. But maybe that's a cue. What's the fucking riddle and shit, yo? Weird shit. But anyways, y'all, what is a face? Except for the one that can't accept their own face. But why not accept your own face? Why not be content with your face? And what is wrong with the face? Is it a face of uncertainty, doubt, or happiness? Is the question of the person that's holding the face. You're responsible for your face. No one else is. So what's the face that you put on for yourself? Is it the mask or the image or the representative of who you try to be, but yourself? Anyways, y'all, have a good day. Know the most I got you until I guess come back with another thought. Because I'm pretty sure this is going to stay in my mind for a little bit. Because there's a variety of faces, but what face is yours is the question. What face do you actually want to put on to the day that matches with the energy and in the heart's pace? But what is the heart's pace? You know, is it riddled with anxiety, spite, bitterness, or happiness? How are you actually moving when it comes to the steps of you? Are you dancing to the tune? But what is the tune of you? Is it happy? Is it sadness? What is it? Are you dancing to the tunes of yesterday, or are you dancing to the tunes of your many tomorrows? Anyways, nothing else. I got you. Have a good one. Bye.